Hey everyone, Mherex here, bringing you another video. This one, I've seen a lot of people complaining about hype and not having it, and you can't do it if you don't have hype. We're against new ministry here. I just loaded in. I have 4 characters. Goldberg, he was the A tier equivalent during the Hall of Fame month, so that wasn't hard to get. Bossman A tier, Dom A tier. Jacob is an S tier, but he's been out a very long time. So, certainly he's a little bit better character, but none of these have hype at all. So that's kind of the main thing. I have no hype characters, and I'm going to run some feuds for you guys. And you can see here I'm against people that have 2 hypes, 2 level hypes. So I have none. They have 2. Interesting that one of them is going to have 99 MP because they have Drew. I don't know which one. I would imagine Cena or Julius, so potentially a problem. Cena has what does he even do with red? I think it's a gem buff. Let's see. Versatile move, damage. I never see him really. So yeah, he's got a gem buff. So that is why we brought Hall of Fame Goldberg for the gem buff reversal specifically. And theoretically, I should just reverse him. Let's see if that's the case. I actually don't think I've ever fought Cena in Feud. My Goldberg's very healthy. And indeed, it does reverse him. So this is hype level 0 versus hype level 1. By the way, Mherex, oops, that was the wrong button. I have my moves in the wrong order. I didn't do my buff, so I screwed that up completely. That's stupid. I have my moves in the wrong order. Gosh dang it. I hate it when I do that. Whatever. It's fine. We'll do it right this time. Mherex still doesn't have that Cena, by the way. So, yeah. My main account. I'm on my main account. I still don't have... I'm thinking I was on the free-to-play. That's hilarious. I still don't have Cena, right? So, yeah, definitely rare. But super easy win. No hype versus hype, right? Didn't even have to change my setup. Now, Julius might be harder. He's got the sub in. Definitely not ideal. Probably. Weird setup. Really, for Julius. And he also, though, has a gem buff. So I could use Goldberg again, right? Certainly. Or I could maybe go a different route. Goldberg is my reversal guy. Let's go a different route here. Jacob, and I do have a Whaley setup on Jacob, no question. For sure. But I can change that if people wanted. I could put Sherry and Santa on. It would be less Whaley. Maybe I'll just do that, actually, since I think otherwise I'll probably get heat. But you have trainers, nobody has. So let's just do that. Let's just do... You know what? Let's just do... even better. I'll make this move charge. This is taking too much time, by the way. But I only have 3 guys on this one, so hopefully I don't slow Pascal down too much. He'll probably understand if I told him what I was doing, but I didn't. I think my Tech Gunther is going to be right in here somewhere. There he is. I won't even use a multiply there, okay? So no multiply trainer at all, which might be a mistake. Fair play. And if he has 99 MP, I will say, let me double check, not 99, but top row, I'll eat it to the face. I think I can check that here somewhere. He wasn't. Faction stipulation bonus. All color moves start with 3 more MP. The heck is that from? I mean, that's got to be the top lane. Okay, he's got top lane, so that won't work. So I should have used Goldberg against him first and done this against someone else, so I'll just use Goldberg again. Oh, well, he's going to sub me first. I mean, that's fine. I'll just use my MP down prop next time. When it's my turn, I guess. I don't have one, but I have MP up, so it's all fine. And that's, again, where you would want to use props in situations. Actually, you know what? I don't think I even need to, because he's just going to give me my turn. Even though I can't get my match, I won't use props. He uses his moves out of order anyway, so... Again, it doesn't matter. I'm really not even kind of going ideal here, right? I could use props. I'm not doing that. Yeah, I could do this way better, way smarter, clearly. But here we are. And again, it's pretty not too bad. Other than we keep getting in the sub loop. So let's see if I can get a purple swipe coming out of here somewhere to speed this up. Again, I would normally just use props. That's what they're there for, in my opinion. But here, now we'll be fine. Because all I hear everybody saying is they can't play, they can't do it, they can't win. It's impossible to beat hype level people up without MP reduction, people I don't have, you know. Here we didn't use MP reduction and we didn't use a prop, so... And let me just finish this one off quickly here. We'll just use Boss Man for funsies. Hopefully he doesn't have MP down on running them, because I didn't check. Trying to get it done quick for Pascal. And again, this wasn't the best scenario. It wasn't the fastest win ever, but I'm not trying to show that. Literally, the complaint I'm seeing all the time is I can't play against people with higher hype level. I have only a few hype level people, and Mherex highest is hype level 2. I have 2 2s, and the rest are 1s, and most of the time I used 1 2 and 2 1s, and then 2 or 3 without hype for pretty much all of my feuds. So I just thought I'd really quick here show you guys that you can absolutely win. I mean, these are not incredibly paywalled characters at this point or super hard to get. Jacob is the hardest, but the other ones certainly weren't hard. My free-to-play has Hall of Fame Goldberg, so... And I'm going to wait to queue because I don't want to get with someone with a huge roster, right? And yeah, I do have nice stuff on my guys, but if you have the reversals, that's a little higher than I want to queue with. If you have the reversals, it doesn't really matter. You're still going to win. You know? So... hopefully someone will queue up here so we can do this. And I get that it's frustrating potentially because you haven't it's new, right? And you're not sure how it works. And so that's really, I'm just trying to show people it can be done, some of the ways it can be done. There's multiple ways you can do it. But part of it is just setting a roster that'll potentially succeed. If I filled this up with every slot I could, yeah, I'd get hammered more than likely. Why would I do that though? This is very efficient. I got a MP up counter, I got a multiply counter, and I got a gem boost counter. So I have an answer for pretty much everything. Texina, El Grande, there's my answer. Any multiply user, there's my answer. Any gem user, there's my answer. What am I actually going to struggle against? You know what I mean? Perfect. RJ's a good dude. Okay, we're going against Bobby the Brain. What do we got? Oh, he has no hype. All right. So, I mean, this one kind of backfired because he has no hype. So, that's unfortunate. This is the first person I ran into with no hype, so we'll just run whatever and clear it. Sorry, I just made it funny somewhere. This is really actually pretty annoying to me that he doesn't have any hype. It's killing my video here. And I'm not going to cut it in splice it so people can say I cherry pick the matches, right? So you're gonna see what you get. But also, this is kind of what you get if you run a smaller lineup and your teammate isn't super leveled. Part of feuding is controlling what you can control. Yes, sometimes you're gonna get really big rosters, but you can do a lot. You can do a lot with going a lot smaller. Oh, he's got Jacob. So maybe I'm not doing too bad running a Jacob. Since other people do. And someone that doesn't have any hype equipped does. So yeah, maybe I think this lineup is pretty realistic-ish, I guess. Ish. Maybe not some of the plates or straps, but again, Jacob, you guys saw me take off the super rare stuff. So but yeah, this obviously doesn't fit the video. It's just like feuding, other than like setting up properly, right? But we have no hype to go against here. This is actually the first match I've seen without hype, but also I didn't run this small, I don't think. Yeah, maybe a little bit at the first night. I was a little bit tentative, to be fair, for sure. But don't feel like you need to fill lanes and stuff. That's just silly, right? No need to fill lanes. Just be efficient. And again, this is 100%, guys. I am not trying to make anyone feel bad, call anyone out. The point of all these videos is literally to try and help you guys with hype, right? I know I'm releasing a ton of videos about hype, but it sounds like everybody's struggling with it, and I just so far am not seeing it. Like, doesn't really matter what I put in, I'm not having issues. So I don't know how to make it any more clear than to actually show people like you can win without hype. Um, my the person I ran into that level had level 3 hype. I thought it would be fun to see if I could beat it with someone without hype, and I was able to do that. So that was I've seen one level 3 when I was feuding, If you're seeing lots of level 3s, I think you're probably running way, way too big. Since I was running about 220, 230K and wasn't seeing I only saw one level 3, I think. No, maybe I saw a couple more. But I kind of wasn't really paying attention after a while. Is just if they had hype low higher than me where I'd do it differently. But yeah, I just don't think it's really too it doesn't seem bad. I don't know. I'm trying all kinds of different stuff. I'm trying to run low. I'm trying not to use my best superstars. You know what I mean? I'm trying to get a feel for what you guys might be looking at. And I think if it's a big, big struggle, I think a lot of it is maybe you guys are running too big. Maybe you're not running efficiently. I don't know because I can't see it, right? All I can see is what I'm trying to do. I mean, here, he didn't have any hype, but this is like back to more like kind of, 5 wins fairly quickly, even with me dinking around talking. Not super quick, but you know what I mean, right? Like, it's just not a lot going on. And just in between while we're waiting a little bit here. My two Mercy, I haven't really used much at all. I think I used him a couple feuds and I just wasn't feeling it. The only level 2 hype person I have besides him that's usable is Devon. I do have more. I think we can sort this by hype. Yeah. So these two, I'm certainly not going to use. Just because I have them hyped doesn't mean I'm going to use them. These two, haven't used at all, not once. I can't see a scenario where I would ever put them in. I'd rather use an unhyped guy than either of them. To be honest, I think that's another mistake people are making. They're trying to play with all hype superstars, and a lot of them just aren't that good to begin with. So mostly what I've ran is I've ran Devon and Viscera, some Cena, but the other one I ran mostly was El Grande, who's very good, right? So for sure. But otherwise, the rest of the time, I'm mostly running all unhyped people. You can see I just don't have that many hyped superstars because I didn't buy anything, and I didn't use most of my wild card currency, right? So like Showboat, you can see I have 20. I could level more showboats, but I don't see the reason to use my universal currency when I'm not struggling at all. I'll decide which showboat I want to try and max and go that route. Trickster. I have 12 universal currency, so I could take Cena up, who I love. DK Cena is my favorite trickster, but why? I don't need to. You know what I mean? I'm just not using the hype. Powerhouse. I have 12, right? So I think, like, I don't know, really, what to say. you know, but I do want to run a few of these so you guys can see that it's doable. Maybe a lot of you just don't think it is, and part of the problem is when you hear everyone saying this is too hard, it can't be done, it's impossible, I hate it, is everyone starts to think that way, right? Oh man, everyone in my faction is saying this sucks, it's terrible, I can't win, I can't do anything, so you just assume you can't. But I'm just trying to show you that you can, guys. You can do this, you can win. It's not as hard as people are making it sound, at least from what I can see. And I do have a free-to-play account too, and when I use him, my feed experience has been the same. Difficult. It's always difficult. It hasn't been more difficult. I actually haven't put any hype in him because I wanted to do a video showing his hype pull and where I was going to put it and all that stuff. And that has gotten scrapped for trying to show people that you can win in hype. This is a little bit bigger than I'd prefer, but whatever. At least this way we'll get more hype people, right? So, and that's kind of the point of this. All right. Perfect. 3 hype people. We don't have any. I was really hoping to get at least one level 2 person in these, to be honest, because show you guys that. So we got multiply user. This is probably Leech. Yep, this is Leech. This is problematic with the MP steal, so we don't want to use yellow against him because it's 1 MP. So there's that. I don't have a Leech reversal in. And this is what you should do at the start, kind of peruse their lineup. Woods potentially is using multiply. Yes, he is. So Bossman can handle 2 of the multiplies, right? Both of them. So let's just bring Bossman in. And no class disadvantage or anything. Not that it would matter. Let's just see what happens. He's going to go first. He's going to choose. He may use his moves out of order, too. Again, that's no big deal, right? I didn't put any special MP down people in. I didn't bring any extra props. I'm just bringing good old boss man. Not using his stun build, right? I deliberately am not using his stun build. You could absolutely use it, but I very purposefully am not. You can also see, though, I don't have... I wouldn't have been able to kick out. My gems were 1 because I have an armor build. So if he pinned me for a 3 match, I would lose. So that's something to reconsider, because this is an armor build boss man, is I probably would go to a gem damage for this. Because if I get pinned when they have tier 6 metals, I'm not going to be able to kick out with armor, right? So... let me just, and people might complain about the plates as well. I didn't really think about that completely through. Let me just switch his strap around, and I'll do suboptimal for this build even setup on Cena here. Let me just replace it with a gem damage one. Let's just steal... Viscera only has tier 5 metals. I won't be able to kick out against tier 6 either, but whatever. At least it won't have the plates for people to be upset about, potentially. So, all right. I probably should have checked to make sure that he's actually using the multiply build, and he's not. So I should have used Dom, right? 100% screwed that up. That's a me mistake. I didn't check to see if he's actually using the multiply build, just to clarify. And there's a few ways you can go about this now, and the way I go about it is this. When you make a mistake, right? And by you, I mean me, is I'll just force close instead of sitting in that sub loop and go back in. Okay, let's do this again. Without the mess up. So Bossman still has 1 health, so I could use him again. So because he's using the MP up, we just go Dom, right? And that's, again, that was not a mistake of... That was just me not checking his moves. Me assuming he was using the multiply setup, which was dumb. So don't be like Mherex and don't assume. And you can see with Dom, with the reversal in, you get a ton of multiplies. Even this Dom does have good stuff on, but even if you didn't have it, you're making 1 jug, and then you're making, right, like you're getting this stuff all over the board with the multiply gems and stuff. You're gonna do fine with it. You don't need the Royal Rumble and the extra stuff in this case. You Dom, you're gonna watch it, they won't even show it, but it hits super hard. Austin's a bit trickier since we don't have a proper counter for Austin with the hype, right? So in the case of Austin, I would use an MP down trainer, right? In particular, we need potentially yellow. And yellow can be difficult. I think it's John Morrison, who is no longer obtainable, right? So in the interest of this video, I won't use Morrison. To be clear, I would use Morrison. It's more room for error on their MP, right? So let's just go dual MP down. Goldberg has class advantage too. That's why I want to use Goldberg. And you can see, again, we're fine. So again, we got through the hype okay. I screwed up with Boss Man, admittedly. That was my fault. But we still didn't lose. We still have him to use if we needed him. And just to be safe, I might as well check Brett. We seem fine, even though there's no hype. We're going to go first anyway, but just checking MP down. Mm. All right. And I don't have a lot to say with the other stuff, I know. I'm also having a very important conversation on the side here um, that I didn't think I would ever have, and I'm very grateful for it, actually. So yeah, slightly distracted. It's not something I feel like I can put off, but I want to record this, and this part is really kind of boring. I want to do one more. I know this is getting long, but legitimately, guys, this is not me defending Scopely or anything like that. This is me simply 100% or picking on anyone, trying to show you it can be done, and it's not as bad as literally everyone's making it sound. So don't buy into the people that are trying to get you to think this is the worst thing ever and it's unplayable and you can't do it. Those are simply people that honestly probably aren't good to have around you. Whenever anyone tells you you can't, generally, that's not a good thing. That it's too hard, that you can't, that it's impossible. It probably isn't most of the time. So yeah, again, hopefully people are taking these for with what they're intended for, and not me trying to poop on anyone or anything, right? I'm really now trying to fill space here with what I'm saying, so I'm probably repeating myself. And honestly, this could be so much shorter if I just cut the matches. But if I cut the matches, you know, everyone would say you just cherry pick these videos, right? Doesn't matter how often the fact that I never do that in how many years I've done content. I don't think I've ever spliced. I just film it live. Maybe I have at some point early on. If I did, I can't remember. So I'm not trying to dislead somebody if I ever spliced like gameplay footage. I honestly don't think I have. All right, let's get in here in another one. All right, we'll go with somebody big, right? So maybe we can get somebody hype level 2. This is like probably a really potentially bad matchup for us. Let's see. Perfect. This is all right. This is probably one of the hardest people to deal with. Silver or not, doesn't matter, right? I've heard a ton of people say El Grande is impossible. Let's see if he's using the Hell Steel. He is using the Hell Steel moveset. This is perfect. This is a great way to end it. I won't even do the rest of the fight because they don't have hype. I'll end it here with Dom. It's kind of scary because I haven't tried fighting El Grande yet with somebody with no hype. So I'm a little bit scared. But theoretically, it should work. Oh, he wasn't even charged. Eh? He has MP down and he wasn't charged? That is bizarro. Alright, whatever. You do you, brother. I'm pretty sure we're going to win. Even if he had been charged, we have the MP up and then we're doing this, right? So, not as cool as I wanted it to be. But the principle applies, right? I mean, you get what I'm saying. The reversal would have reversed it. We would have got our turn. We would have way more multiply gems. And you can see I hit for 127. It would have been no problem, right? So I'll end it there because it's too long. I hope you guys find this helpful. Please, please take it for what it is. It's legitimately me trying to help. So thanks for watching. Good luck out there.